Hey guys, I'm the Dimension Jumper and today I'll be reviewing The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, or better known as Skyrim, for the Nintendo Switch, which was released around 2017. Now, this game is really good. Okay, review done, goodbye, I'll see you next week. Okay, I'm actually going to review the game for you guys. So what am I going to say about the game that other people have already said in the past when this came out in 2011? Well, I should probably do the story first. So the main story is that you, the character, are awakened by other characters. Or well, what I mean by that is that you're awakened to find that you are in the presence of Ulrich Stormcloak, who is the Jarl of a hold, or of Windhelm, which is a hold in the game. And you find that you're trying to cross the border between lands or something. It's never really explained. But you're sent to be beheaded, and then before you can even get executed, a dragon attacks the place where you're going to be executed, and you have to inform the Jarl of Windhelm, Whiterun, that a dragon could possibly attack that city. Then you find out that you are dragonborn. You find that you have to go to the Greybeards, and etc. And you have to defeat this dragon called Alduin, who's basically an evil dragon. So that's basically the main story. And you can basically ignore the entire story altogether and just do your own thing, because this is basically a game where you can basically do anything and everything before you can even do the main story. And I gotta give credit to Bethesda. It's a really good game, and it's got really good graphics, it's got really good storytelling, it's got a good world, good everything. Now, this is a game with really good things to do in. So for example, as this open world, you can be doing a simple quest or side quest, but you can also do another thing. And yeah, and this game has like a lot of modern games today, has voice actors. And I think the voice actors really do really well in this game. So there are two voice actors that are well known in the game. Have lended their voices to the game. Those voices being Jim Cummings and Charles Martinet. With Jim Cummings, you'll probably recognise his voice from being Winnie the Pooh, if you remember watching that from a kid, and Charles Martinet for playing Mario. Now, for these guys, they have some roles in the game. For Charles Martinet, he plays Pathrax, who's basically this dragon who is basically a member of the Greybeards, but you get to see him later on in the game if you're doing the main story. And for for Jim Cummings, he plays a variety of characters, mainly being either a Battleborn or a Greymane, I think, because I did some research before doing this review, and I think that's quite cool, with two very well-known voice actors lending their voices to this probably this really immersive game. And yeah, and now it's time for some gameplay. So as you can see, the graphics is basically the same from the original game when it was released, and you can do a lot of the same things from the original game. So you can block, you can do standard attacks and power attacks, which do drain the stamina. You can talk to normal NPCs. There are no NPCs here, but like Lydia, you can still talk to NPCs like Lydia.
Still here.
Who can give you certain things like trading stuff, like your orcish arrows, that sort of thing.
Lead on.
You've also got the world map, which is kind of like very big, like in terms of world map standards, because as we all know, Skyrim is a very big world with a lot of interesting places. So you've got, you know, the holds like Windhelm, which is over here. Dawnstar, no, not Dawnstar. That's Dawnstar, like over here. Winterhold. Morthal, and etc. And I do like how when certain people say certain locations, that location will pop up, like the statue to Maida? I'm probably saying that wrong, but yeah. And you can also walk, fast travel to a lot of the different places that you've already unlocked, and then you get this loading screen with different bits of information. The problem is that it either takes too long or too quickly of the loading screen when you fast travel to different places. That's like kind of like the big a problem of the game, that a lot of the time.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and I took an arrow in the knee.
Yeah, haha, meme. Ah, memes. So yeah, the loading screen does take either a long time or little time to do, but that's kind of like an annoying thing.
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls.
Yeah, you can also fit the holds, but if you do attack a person within the hold, like so, you do get a bounty. So yeah, I would advise not doing that if you don't want to go into jail. And if you do go into jail, a lot of your, or some of your skills won't be like accessible. I think that's what it does. When if you go to jail, you won't be able to do a lot of the skills as good as you wanted them to, or something like that. Yeah. I can't speak. Aside from weapons, you've also got spells. So you've got your alteration spells, your illusion spells, destruction spells, conjuration spells, restoration spells, and you've got your shouts, your powers, and your active effects. Now, active effects just basically do various stuff. So you've got like if you've got like a certain piece of armor that does a certain thing, like this, it does 15% damage with the Ring of Minor Wielding. And you've got the Ring of Talos, no, not the Ring, the Amulet of Talos, Blessing of Kinerath, Bone, Break, Fever, Frost, Resist Frost, and the Warrior Stone. Now, Resist Frost is one of the abilities, is an ability that is given to the Nords, but each race has their own effect. So for the Nords, you've got this. For the Dark Elves, I think it's resist poison or something. And yeah, and for the powers, for the Switch mainly, apart from the other versions, that you can summon amiibo chests, mainly the Legend of Zelda ones, to get a chest. And if you're quite successful, you are able to get either the Harlean Shield, the Chevy's Tunic, or the Master Sword, which I will show you. So right now I've got my Zelda amiibos, which you will see on the screen when they're used. Okay, so here's the first one. And here's the second one. So as I said, you get the Master Sword. And the only thing is that you can only use this once a day. There's no amiibos, so you can't just get a chest and have nothing in it apart from, like, you know, arrows and stuff, and just do it again. You can only use them once a day, which is kind of a downfall, but I kind of see where it's coming from. People don't just want you to get the Master Sword, Hylian Shield, or Champion's Tunic straight away, or like very easily. Yeah, and if you have a lot of weapons or stuff, you will have you'll have like enough space, and it will go slowly. So there it is. So you will have to get rid of like a lot of things. So, hey Lydia, I'm gonna give you some of my stuff.
I'm at your command.
Okay. Yeah. Still not enough space though.
I'll follow.
Let's still go. What did you know what I'm saying? So now I'm going to show you some fighting stuff. So as you can see, there are a lot of enemies in the game, one of them being bandits, which are basically easy enemies to defeat. And they come in different like variants. So you got like bandit outlaws, your regular bandits, your bandit plunderers, just a various amount of bandits, and also and there's also like that happens with a lot of enemies, as well as the bandits. So you've got like the dragons. You've got your normal dragons, your fire dragons, and your frost dragons, and your blood dragons. Is it fire dragons just normal dragons? Yeah. Oh, and of course you've got bears. Just a bear. Yeah. Bears. Yeah, bears are very dangerous in this game. Well, not as dangerous as a dragon, but they can catch you off your guard at times. As well as dragons, but you'll find you find bears more often than dragons. So yeah. And instead you can like fast travel, but the problem with that is that if there's an enemy, you can't really fast travel a lot, because you have to defeat the enemy first, which there are none of yet to show you my point. But it's very big, this world. You can find just about anything while you're walking, like these spiders and wolves. Like the weakest enemies in the game. Like they're on the weak par with, like, let's say Goombas from Mario. Like, if you know what I mean, in terms of enemy wise, they're very easy to defeat. And yeah. And the great thing about Skyrim, as I said before, you can stumble upon anything. There's like this cage which has a wolf in it with meat with Vesian or venison. Okay. Anyway, whoa, hello. Oh, okay, an Imperial Guard. Okay. Very random. And one of the great things in this game is that you can basically go to one objective, like you can see on the compass bar. If you can see where the arrow is, there's like an objective. But you can basically just do anything like this. And here we have the humble goat, unknowing that he is about to meet his day. And oh, miss. And I missed again. Oh well, the goat. The goat has bested me. Yeah. There's like... Whoa, okay. And here we have a wolf again. Another wolf. So yeah. I like how you can go from one objective, like you can just do a little walk, but also like get carried away. So yeah, that's like a real good thing that the game does for you. You can just basically do anything before you can do even the main quest. The downside is that in other versions of the game, you can make mods. So you can make enemies tiny. You can make certain enemies like certain characters. Yeah, but this version doesn't have it. You can't make mods in the Switch version of the game. That's probably the downside, because it would be nice if the Switch version had mods. But no. But it does have the DLC. So you've got the Dragonborn DLC, the Hearthfire, and the Dawnguard DLCs, which is nice. I would take that for mods. But mods would have been hilarious if they had it on this game, because the mods don't make anything funny. So you can just get very distracted, like I am right now, because I'm talking to you guys. As I'm talking about the gameplay as well. Oh no. Oh yeah, and you can get skills. So. Oh, bear. There's a bear. There's a bear. That's a bear. Yeah, this one's about bears coming out of nowhere. Oh, blimey. There's... Any other bears? Don't see any other bears. So as I said before, they're doing skills. So you've got lockpicking, pickpocketing, speech, alchemy, illusion, conjuration, a lot of skills that you can do, and you can also make them go to legendary if you reach one at level 100. The downside is that everything just resets. Like if, let's say you're doing smithing, and you make it legendary, you basically have to do the entire thing again. Yep. Oh, there's another bear. How many bears are in this cave? Yeah, that can happen as well. You can do like a sort of like move, like I said, a move you can do. Oh, there's a hole. Oh, okay, this is useless then. But as I said, you can get very distracted with things in this game, which is quite nice. You can find a lot of enemies in certain caves, like you can find the bear, and you can find, ooh, okay, ooh, this is nice. Oh, don't mind if we do. Oh, 31 points, okay. Yeah, oh, ow. Yeah. Oh, God, oh, nice. Oh, Homer. Okay, okay, yeah, I enjoyed the gameplay of what I did, so yeah. Now dragons are scattered around the land, with this one being a frost dragon, which can breathe frost. You can pick them out in two ways, either using your bow and arrow, or the sword and shield when they land. Personally, I like to use my sword and shield, but it's easier, and I'm dead. Yep, I'm dead. Killed by a dragon. Nice. But you can find dragons a lot in the game. Not only do you find them where shouts normally are, but they can just appear about anywhere, whether it be in a town, a village, a city. They will normally
Hey,
appear.
look, a cave. Wonder what's
They
inside.
normally appear in places that you wouldn't expect them to be in. So I'll get back to the place that I was, and I'll just edit out the rest. Yeah, the dragons can do like a lot of damage with their attacks. Only with their like, you know, the like fire / frost attacks, but they can also like do a lot of damage with their wings, their tails, and their mouths. And you will have to have a lot of potions and magic in order to at least have a chance at this at fighting them. So I would advise getting like several health potions, a lot of magic, and some healing spells, just so you can have a chance with facing them. It's quite nice to like see a dragon like popping up every now and again, because you will need to defeat them to get the souls and unlock shouts. So yeah, I'll see you once I've defeated the dragon. So once you defeat the dragon, you will then get soul, you'll absorb it, and then like what's happening here. You can also look into the search the dragon and what it has, and it'll have like, and it'll have a jack of bones and also some random like oh, I'm dead. Within the game, there are skills, and they all do various things, and I think that they do really well in the game, because they all help you with the various stuff. So, for example, the sneaking skill, yeah, not sneaking thief. That's very different. The sneaking skill helps you become less detected by other enemies, and it's really good if you have got a good pickpocketing skill, because if you'll be less detected if you're pickpocketing people and you've got a sneaking, and it kind of like feels like if it should be like a David Attenborough documentary sort of thing. And here is the average human man coming home from a long day of work. And here is the common thief, about to steal the man's jacket so he can sell on the open market. The working man notices something wrong, but doesn't find anything as the thief has expert hiding skills. The man then watches Netflix, but then the thief takes his jacket and runs and starts to hide. The man notices his jacket's missing, but doesn't know how to get it back, so he'll just try and buy another one. And that is all for the David Attenborough Thieving Sneaking Edition, Part 1 of 1. Good day, and see you probably never. Yes. And you can also face like a variety of enemies, like a dragon, like dragons, cave bears, wolves, a lot of well-known enemies. So, apart from the main story in Skyrim, there is this civil war between the Stormcloaks and the Empire, or the Imperials. And you can either choose to be in the Imperials or the Stormcloaks. And it's kind of nice because it's kind of like you get to see this sort of like turmoil of the civil war from one of the points of view. So if you choose the Imperials, you'll have to try and find all of these Stormcloak camps and try and take them down, and then you'll often go to Ulfric. Now Ulfric is at the beginning of the game. It's with you before your execution, and the reason why he's there is because he killed the previous High King of Skyrim with his voice. I'm not saying that they had the big old argument. They had like a brawl. But what I mean by that is that he has the power of the voice to literally lay waste to people and use his voice to like do various things to people. Now the voice, as you progress through the game, find out you have the ability to use the voice because you are a Dragonborn. Now a Dragonborn is a character or a person that has the blood of a dragon, and they in turn can use the shouts as dragons do. So the shouts have various properties. So you've got the classic Fushruda, which is basically an unrelenting force which can push people and animals and various things away in front of them. You've got the other ones like a fire breath, a whirlwind sprint, or a sort of like for death or something. But you've got this like a frost breath, time breath, a lot of shouts. But you can only access them. You can find them like in various parts of the world, but you can only unlock them by fighting and finding dragons, which is nice, I think, because it's a good way of unlocking these shouts. Because if you are able to unlock every single shout at once, it'll probably be really OP. So I do like it how you have to find the dragons and absorb their souls in order to unlock the shouts. Now, you also in the game, especially in this one, not in the other versions, you can have the Hylian tunic, not the Hylian tunic, the Champion's tunic, the Hylian shield, and the Martyr sword. Now you can only get it if you've got this version, and you can only get it via the amiibo. So if you've got a Link amiibo, Zelda amiibo, a Gandalf amiibo, whatever kind of Zelda amiibo, you can basically get a chest and see if you get one of those items. But on the downside, you can only use them once per day, so be careful on it if you wish. But you can also use the DLCs, so you can have the Dragonborn, the Dawn Guard, and the Hearthfire DLCs, which is really nice, I think, because they have the whole DLC pack. But the one downfall that this version doesn't have, that the other versions have, are the mods. Now the mods are where you can make certain things, different things. So you can make a dragon, like let's say, a creeper or something from Minecraft. I know it's kind of weird, but that's what mods do. They make stuff weird and funny and strange, and yeah. But I would have liked it if they did have mods for the Switch version. Yeah, and yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that review. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.